I was very, very pleased with my team's effort tonight. We were in the game from the start. We didn't have to wait for them to get going in order for us to get going. I want to produce that same energy night in, night out, and today was the real deal for us. So this was the one that we were looking forward to the most.
You're talking about one that complete game. I mean, do you feel like this is the one that you, so far? Anyway?
No.
No.
It's not complete. I like the effort that we put forth. It's definitely not complete. It was a lot of things that we can improve on, that we can get better at, and that's something that we have to do going forward. Teams scout us just as well as we scout other teams, and they look at your weaknesses and your strengths, and they're going to try to take that away and exploit your weaknesses. So we have to get better at our weaknesses.
Coach, what was the key to that defensive run midway through the second half?
Getting stops. We had to keep them in front. McKnight in Washington was putting a lot of pressure on us, driving the ball, getting into the paint a little too much. And once we were able to buckle down and get those stops and rebound the ball, we were able to push it in transition and get easy buckets.
Will you talk a little bit about just the energy that DiMaggio, we talked about this on Saturday, it's a guy we didn't really talk about, but he brings you energy in the post.
Oh yes, he's a big body. For a freshman, he's improved so much from the time we got him until now. When we first got him, it was tough for him to make a post move. Now he can catch it and drop step and throw a jump hook. So those are the things that he can do well. But he was always a good rebounder, used his body and was physical in there. And we needed that today with his presence. 11 rebounds for a freshman coming in your first MAC game is tremendous.
Having said that, though, Miami lived with their work on the offensive boards. What can you do to slow that down?
We have to get better. I mean, that's the area that we have to improve in. We got to get Rasheed in there rebounding, Spencer Parker, all those guys. It can't just be Zach Denny out there rebounding. And 6'1", 6 foot, I think, but he says 6'1". So 6'1" is our leading rebounder, and we have to get other guys in there. And it's just the will and desire for Zach to go in there and rebound. If he can do it, that shows you that all those other guys can do it as well.
DiMaggio kind of talked about how it was known that they're going to attack the basket with their guards. I mean, was there ever a point where you say, okay, we kind of, they're going to get their points in the paint, or you have to focus on other areas or anything like that?
No. We have to stop them. That's our goal, is to stop them. You can't say, all right, we're going to give them their points, because once they start getting their points, that get everybody else involved in the game. So you have to try to take that away. We didn't do a great job of taking it away today. They're both way above their average of 13, I think, a game, and 12. And, but the other guys didn't hurt us. So that was the key in the game. Those other guys didn't get their 6 and 8 and 7 and things like that. So that was the difference in the game for us.
Does it get tempered a little bit that they had to volume shoot to kind of get their numbers, and also they only had 2 assists total?
Didn't know they only had 2 assists until you said that.
Knight had 2, Washington had none.
Okay. Washington is more of the head for those guys. So he leads them in assists. He has maybe 63 on the year or something like that. So we definitely wanted to make him, if he had to score, but not getting all the other guys involved. So we did a good job of keeping him from getting everyone else involved.
I know the radio guy mentioned an 11-0 run. I didn't see that, but what was something that jumped out that was the turning point that kind of helped you guys kind of finish them off?
Defensive stops. The key for us is always defense. We run off of our defensive stops. That's when we want to get out and transition for our open. We run for layups and open threes. So with our stops, once we started to get those stops, we were able to go in transition and score. So that was the difference. I had a stat here. Our last 16 points came from the free throw line, so that was something that I didn't know. When you're involved in the game, you don't really pay attention to that, but the last 16 points were from the free throw line.
Well, I was going to ask you, you got 8 more foul shots than them. They really struggled from the line. You shot 80%. They were in the mid-60s. Did you sense that? And I don't know, maybe based on your answer, I would say no, but you were trying to get to the line more because that's a big
Well, our
difference.
key still, at the end, we want to drive it. We want to drive and put as much pressure on the defense as possible. We were able to do that with Ish and those guys just driving and getting into the paint, and they were fouling us, and we made our free throws. But you don't want to, when they attack you, you have to go back on the attack. You can't just get passive, and now we're turning the ball over left and right. So I still like to attack them.
And kind of one of the things that we lose sight of is it's one thing to get the defensive stop, but it's not really a stop till you get the board, is it?
Right. It is not, we can make them miss the shot, but it's not complete until we get the rebound. Same with steals. It's not complete until we have possession of the ball, and then we can go and push in transition. Love to get our guys out in transition. They're in great shape, so we can get up and down. And, we just want to continue in that mode.
It's kind of going away from the game, but giving Brandon a scholarship the other day, just the decision behind that.
The decision behind that, we had a scholarship still available, and just from the time I got here, Brandon has been on board. He's been 100% bought into what we're doing and what we're building. He's a 3.5 student, so he's doing a great job academically for us. Just his leadership that he brings, he's always involved in everything that we do, and we wanted to reward him, and we had it available. We weren't going to use it, and so we decided to give it to one of our guys and help him out a little bit, and it's been tremendous.
For a guy like him who scored 7 career points, he's hardly played, but what kind of value does a guy like him bring to the thing?
Well, everyone can't play. Everyone's not going to play. You're not going to be able to play 13 guys and be successful. You need guys that can help you out in practice other ways. He does a great job for us in practice, knowing that he may not get into these games, but when his opportunity comes, he makes the most of it. I think he scored 5 of those 7 with us the other day. But he does a great job. I mean, it's just his leadership. As a senior, he's been through it. He's a Falcon. He wants to be a Falcon, and he is a Falcon, and we just love having him. He makes my day easy. When I come to practice, he puts a smile on my face, whether it's something that he says or something that he did, but he keeps it loose, and that's the way I like our guys to be, loose and ready to play.